Nasa kabilang linya po si Maricar Bautista para sa update. Maricar.
Yes, Henry, tama ka nga. Nandito tayo ngayon. Actually, sa kwarto ni Congressman Jose De Venecia na siya namang magiging kwarto ni Pangulong Arroyo sa pagbubukas ng 15th Congress pag siya nag-assume na bilang Congresswoman. Ito kasi ang ginawang holding room para kay Vice President Apparent Jejomar Binay habang iniintay ang kanyang proklamasyon. Napuno na ang kwarto ng mga kay Binay. Kabilang na dito ang mag-asawang De Venecia, si House Speaker Prospero Nograles at maging si Senador Cheese Escudero. Actually, ngayon lang sila uling nagkita matapos ang itong kampanya, itong si Binay at saka si Escudero. Pero kahapon nga ay nauna lang pinasalamatan ni Binay si Senador Escudero sa ginawang pag-endorso sa kanya. Kinongratulate din inaya ng mga kinatawa ng Ecumenical Church of the Philippines. At full force din ang pamilya ni Binay kasama ang asawang si Dr. Elenita, 5 anak, mga manugang ang 10 apo. Patuloy pa rin tayo nakaantabay dito sa holding room at patuloy pa rin ang pagdating dito ng ilang mga kongresista na bumabati isa-isa kay Vice President Apparent Binay. Bago nga tayo nagpunta dito ay nakita natin na mukhang talagang in high spirits naman si Binay. Bukod kasi sa marami nang nag-congratulate sa kanya, ay nakapahinga na rin siya. In fact, nakatulog din siya ng halos 1 oras na rin. At ngayon ay sila nag-uumpisa na ang nagaganap niya sa batasan at naghihintay lang dito si Vice President Apparent Binay. Candy?
Okay, Maricar, maraming salamat at babalikan ka namin.
Okay, nakikita natin, alright, nakikita lang natin sa ating video partner, nandiyan na si Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile at si House Speaker Jose Nograles at tila nagsisimula na ngayon ang pagbubukas ng sesyon. Pakinggan muna natin sandali lang dahil nagbubukas na po officially ang joint session para sa proclamation.
President Pro Tempore of the Senate is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, as Congress completes its duty to canvass the votes to proclaim the new President of the Republic, this is the statement. By the way, this is a statement coming from my father, former President Joseph Estrada. I humbly accept the final verdict borne out by the official results and in accordance with the process ordained by our Constitution. I sincerely offer my congratulations to my good friend and worthy opponent, President-elect Simeon Benigno Aquino III, on his impending proclamation as the duly elected President of the Republic of the Philippines. I join the Filipino people in extending my wholehearted support to the 15th President of the Republic, under whose leadership the country now looks to the future, together with my running mate, Vice President Jejomar Binay, with highest hopes that they will serve our country faithfully and honorably. I believe that President-elect Noynoy Aquino has the mandate of the electorate. He rightfully carried with pride the illustrious name and legacy of his martyred father, the late Senator Benigno Aquino Jr., and that of our much revered former president, the late Corazon C. Aquino. More than that, Noynoy Aquino bravely stood up to the challenge of the times when destiny called upon him to run for president under circumstances that can be described as divinely inspired. Indeed, I have always believed that the presidency is a matter of destiny. Having been once blessed with the opportunity to serve as President of the Philippines, I am eternally grateful to God and our people for that singular honor to serve as a leader of this nation. I ran for president in the last elections against and despite all odds, the threat of disqualification. The determination of those who conspired to oust me, to exhaust all means to prevent me from regaining the presidency, and without the enormous financial means and resources that the frontrunners in the presidential contest had at their disposal. But I felt morally obliged to seek the presidency, if only to show the millions of our poor countrymen who felt robbed of the mandate they gave me in 1998, that I have not forgotten nor abandoned them. No matter how sadly the presidency was unconstitutionally ended by the powerful few, I choose to bear no rancor or ill will against those who were a part of that conspiracy. Now, more than ever, our people expect self-sacrifice from all of us, who they look up to real leaders who are able to rise above our personal hurts, disappointments, and the pain of injustice. It is more than sufficient victory for me to know that the millions of Filipino masses to whom I owe no less than my own life have not abandoned me. Sa milyong-milyong masong Pilipino na patuloy na nagbuhos ng suporta at pagtangkilik sa inyong abang lingkod na si Erap Estrada, hinding-hindi ko kayo iiwanan. Sa abot ng aking makakaya, patuloy ko pa rin kayong pagsisilbihan. Yun lang ang aking may susukli sa inyong walang sawang pagtulong at pagtitiwala, magmula pa sa aking hamak na simulahin bilang isang artista hanggang sa narating ko ang pagiging Pangulo ng Pilipinas, at lalo't higit hanggang sa pinakamadilim na yugto ng aking buhay. As we usher in a new chapter in the history of our country, let us all unite, not only to put an end to the reign of greed and corruption, but also to harness our collective energies to achieve real reforms in governance and in our democratic system. Foremost in the minds of our people, owing to our most recent experience, are urgent reforms needed in our electoral system. If we succeeded in having elections last May 10, despite the COMELEC's and Smartmatic's failures, whether intentional or out of sheer neglect, the sole credit must go to the Filipino voters who remain determined to exercise their right of suffrage, and to our teachers, election workers, and civilian volunteers who did their best to perform their assigned duties with honesty and great personal sacrifice. I salute them for their dedication and patriotism. We all thought that we could heave a sigh of relief that the elections pushed through as scheduled. This, despite widespread fears of a failure of elections and common knowledge of the dismal performance of the COMELEC and its contractor, Smartmatic, in preparing for our first automated elections and ensuring that the opportunities for fraud associated with the old manual system